It was just announced about 15 minutes ago here now, probably about 45 minutes to an hour by the time you guys see this. The Redskins have changed their name. No announcement on what it'll change to, but they officially announced they are going to change their name. I want you guys to listen to what I have to say today. Don't go anywhere. This is not just a football thing. Hang in there. I'm Jared. This is RedRacer Video, former car vlogger. Now I'm an independent citizen journalist. Thanks to you, the viewers. Your donations through PayPal, Venmo, and Patreon make this channel possible. I do not work now. Well, actually, this is my work now. I work harder than I've ever worked, and you all make it possible. So as you watch this, if you see value, and only if you see value, please consider donating to the channel down below, Patreon, PayPal, Venmo. Let's get into this. Guys, the Redskins changing their name. This jersey today, and I don't know how I lucked out and wore my Redskins shirt last video or the video before that. I can't remember now. I did that out of a statement. I told you guys in the video I was doing that out of a statement. I had heard the Redskins were talking about maybe changing the name. So today I'm wearing this jersey absolutely because of that. But I didn't know that was coming. Maybe I did though. Maybe my spider senses told me this change was coming. But here we are. Redskins have changed their name. What's happening here? Make no mistake about it. This is not just about, okay, maybe our name was a little racist. We're changing it. For what it's worth, I don't think it is racist. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I wear this thing with pride. I love the Indian people as a result of this. I mean, I'm not like, I don't have turquoise in my house and dream catchers and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, as a child and as an adult now, I have never looked down upon Native Americans in any way, shape, or form. I've always thought of them as a integral and noble part of our history. The Redskins and Daniel Snyder are now taking that away. That's what this is about. This is not about appease people whose feelings might be hurt. This is take something away from you and me that we don't want taken away. That's what this is. This is the power grab. They don't want us to have stuff, and this is their way of saying, too bad, it's changing. Change is coming, get on board. That's what this is. Daniel Snyder has always been a turd. I've never liked the dude. Nobody in football likes that dude. He's literally the laughing stock of NFL ownership for those of you that don't follow the NFL. This dude is an a-hole. He makes bad decision after bad decision. He made one good decision in my opinion. He drafted RG3, who if he had not been run through the ringer and recycled his first year by the Shanahans, I still think could have been one of the all-time great quarterbacks of the NFL. As physically talented as any quarterback's ever been, and as smart and as well-raised and as good a kid has ever come into the NFL. Had about as good a rookie season as anyone's ever had. Daniel Snyder got that right. That's about it. I want to give you guys some context to today's video. Quick minute, I'm going to bore you about my childhood and why I love the Redskins. This won't be long. Don't go anywhere. Super Bowl 26, 1992, the Washington Redskins won the Super Bowl. I remember a lot about that year. I was still a Redskins fan only at that age. A lot of you guys know I'm a Packers fan. That happened when Brett Favre started playing, like that year or that year, right after that year that I started watching Brett Favre. But prior to that, I grew up a Redskins fan. I remember so much about that year. My neighbor's dad was a Broncos guy, and all year long, he was giving me crap saying the Redskins weren't going to make it. And even when they were in the playoffs, he told me they weren't going to make the Super Bowl. They weren't good enough. The Redskins had such an amazing Super Bowl. I remember so much. I remember ripping like almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he threw a pick. Biner, our running back, and Ricky Irvins had a big game. They both ran the ball the same amount. Ricky Irvins ran for more yards, but Biner caught a touchdown as well. I think he had more combined yards if I remember right. My guy Art Monk, one of, if not the greatest receivers in the NFL, had 113 yards on like 17 catches or something. No, 7 catches. Ricky Clark had a touchdown. I mean, I remember that game so vividly. Thurman Thomas, great running back. He's got stuffed. He almost didn't run anywhere. The Redskins killed them in the run game. This stuff is ingrained. This is what I grew up on. This is, again, for context. That all was taken from me kind of today. And I know that's childish. I know that it's just a name, blah, blah, blah. But what goes in a name? Think about that. For those of you out there that are branding experts, or for those of you out there that own a company or that have ever done marketing, what's in a name? Everything's in a name. And they just took that. They just sold out. Daniel Snyder and the Washington Redskins just took a collective knee on the NFL season. For what it's worth, I want to give some more context to people. I am of the school of thought that if we have professional sports at all this year, it'll be short-lived. I don't see the leagues coming back and thriving. I just don't right now. I think there's too many people caught up in all of this stuff that's going on. Wayfair, call it what you want. Whatever the new word is that is waking people up to the fact that there have been pedophilia, human trafficking, drug trafficking, all kinds of things that have happened that our sports figures, our sports teams, Hollywood, politicians, CEOs, everybody's in on it. The league's in on it. We know the players are in on it to some extent, at least in the NBA for sure with China. I mean, that is blatantly obvious. I don't think there's even going to be a league, and I think they know that. I think that the NFL, the NBA, all these leagues know how much trouble they're in. I think there's only a couple of people that are playing this right. Right now, the UFC is playing it right. You guys in the comments down below, tell me what you guys think. Which sports make it through this? And then tell me if I'm way off. But I think that they already know they're doomed. And the only way they survive is if they get all the people who actually know what's going on to cave and to kneel and to give in. And so by the Washington Redskins, this is me just psychoanalyzing this. I could be way off here, but this is where I'm at. They're getting a bunch of people to cave with them. They think that a bunch of the Redskins fans, a bunch of the league will be like, oh man, maybe that was racist. Yeah, man, maybe I should just give up on this. It's just taking a knee. I mean, I see what they're saying. That's what they're doing. They're just breaking us down. This is systemic, erosion of American values, American principles. They're taking stuff from us, guys. They're taking our monuments down. Good ones, the people that freed the freaking slaves. The Redskins don't do this to say, oh, Indians suck, they're Redskins. It's not a racist term. I wear this thing with pride. The Redskins thing is hail to the Redskins. They don't say Redskins are turd, white man is great. That's not what the Washington theme is. It's hail to the Redskins. You always see hashtag HTTR. That's what it means. It's not in any way, shape, or form demeaning to them. And I have seen countless polls where they poll Indian people, Native Americans, whatever the correct term is for it. I probably slaughtered it, whatever. I'm sorry if I did. They don't hate the name. They do think it's a thing of pride. Before the games, the Redskins team has actual Indians in their tribal stuff. I mean, they go hard at it. Go to Instagram. Go to the internet. Everything is redskins.com for a few more minutes, I'm sure. That might be changed by the time you guys watch this video. But I went and double checked. Instagram, it's not Washington Redskins football, it's Redskins. Their website is not Washington Redskins, not WashingtonRedskinsFootball.com, it's Redskins.com. They have dug their feet in on this before, guys. We have been through this before. This Redskins and all these racist team name things, it came up before. And we decided then, no, we're sticking with it. We take pride in this. We like this. We already gave them our voice. We told them what we thought. But in 2020 and then election year, and when everyone is about to literally lose their lives, disappear, go to flipping military tribunals and just die, they are fighting for their lives. And this year, they're not asking us what we think. They're just taking it. That's what's happening. Make no mistake about it. I made this whole video and blabbed on about my childhood and my love for the Redskins. What was once love for the Redskins. Daniel Snyder, you killed this. Not the Redskins. The Redskins establishment, NFL as a whole. I'm sorry that these people did this to you. I loved these sports, folks. Make no mistake about it. I was like fantasy football guy. Every single stat guy, every football app you could have, I had the notifications so that I got the first one to know. I mean, I was ham sandwich, full-blown football nerd. And I am sad that I had to give it up because of the corruption that took over the sport. And it's obvious that other interests took over the sport, and they learned that it was a way to control our minds because they knew how much we loved the sport. And you almost got me. You almost got me. We did idolize these people, folks. I did look at Art Monk as an idol as a child. I did look up to Bo Jackson as a child, as an idol or a hero. There are countless people I could go through the list that I looked up to like that. I've got a jersey or a closet full of jerseys, baseball and football. I grew up loving the Jazz, John Stockton, Karl Malone, all that stuff. And I'm boring you with those details to say this. I am OUT on professional sports, like a lot of you guys. This isn't me saying, hey, let's boycott them, because I'm not leading any charge. I am one of countless people that I see online that are already done with these sports. I'm only breaking all of this down further to help the people who don't see it yet understand how they're using it to control your mind through your heart, because they know that we love these teams. And they didn't think that we would sack up enough to be like, no, you know what? I love my family more. I love my country more. I love the people who have died for this country more than I love people who, get all dolled up. And don't get me wrong, those football players, they deserve to make a lot of money. Those dudes, how much is your ability to walk and talk worth? How much is quality of life after you end the game worth? Those dudes get all that money because they get to live their life while they're playing that game, because there's a good chance that after the game they don't walk right, talk right, whatever. I'm not going to argue with the amount of money those dudes make. Baseball, basketball contracts, some of those, a little different for me. I think those are exorbitantly way overblown. But guys, show them we love our country more. Show them we love our family more. Show them we love principles more, and show them we love God or whoever it is that you pray to more. I understand we don't all have the exact same beliefs on all of these things, but we all have the same principles at heart. I do believe that. We don't want to just hurt people, at least most of us that aren't terrible humans, and those of you out there that are, I promise you your time is short-lived. But most of us just want to enjoy our life, spend time with our family. Some of us maybe not as much as others, but I happen to be the guy that's like, all I want to do is be around my kids. And thank you everybody who makes that possible. One more shameless plug. Patreon, PayPal, Venmo. This is my work, and you guys are the employer, and I am grateful for that because you've allowed me the opportunity to be around my family more. And my morals are unshaken through all this. My principles are unshaken through all this. Am I a perfect dude? Far, far from it. And I hope that anything that I say doesn't come across like Jared's on his soapbox. He's untouchable, this perfect guy that knows everything. Far from it. I'm a knucklehead. I've been a bigger knucklehead in my past. We're all always growing. I understand that. But that doesn't mean that we're going to roll over and accept all that is being shoved down our throats. We are still strong and we are still in control. They are losing control by the day. They are all going down in all of this pedophilia stuff. We've been telling you guys. Q's been telling you guys. X22 report in the description has been telling us for a long time. You don't have to believe Q anymore, guys. Make fun of the people that follow it, but there is way too much stuff that has happened exactly like we were told years ago now that it would happen. You don't have to believe it all, but I highly recommend you guys get involved at least a little bit. I will do that for you here. Like, subscribe, make sure you're still subscribed before you go. Leave me a comment before you guys go. I know I rambled about today's video because I love me some Redskins, and I'm sorry guys if that got a little bit long-winded, but I'm passionate about this. You guys should be too. Stick to your values. See me on the next one. Where we go, when we go all, Jared RedRacer video. I love you guys. We'll see you.